Hi everyone, it's Leanne and how you going? Now I'm making this little box. As you can see, it's got toilet roll holders. We're going to recycle them. It has its own, what do you call that? Magnetic catch, like that. Um, and it has a gusset in there. And this is just a prototype, so don't look at it too closely. And then we're going to have our little album like that. And that's all we're going to do. And then we're going to put it back in our little holder. And we're going to stand it up like that. And that's what it is, a little album. So that's what we're going to make. So I've got the front, the back. I've got the bottom and the top, and then I've got the flap there. Now I've made this to my toilet roll sizes. I haven't made it to the one here, to this. This is just a practice or prototype, but as you can see there's a line there, and that's the end of my toilet roll holders. That's the size I have here. As you can see how it just fits on that line. It doesn't go right over here. As you can see, there's a gap. So it's going to be that size. It's going to be the size that can take my toilet roll piece and give it, say, an eighth or a quarter of an inch on each side. And that's what I've done. That's my sizes for my toilet rolls. Now I'm going to take out those toilet rolls because we have to decorate them. There's the gusset, 2 pieces, and they come up like that, half an inch apart, and four rolls, paper rolls, fit on that, like that, just like that. Okay, there we go. So that's what we're going to start with. We're going to make the whole big long thing. Now pick out some pretty paper because I'm not sure what to do mine. I think I'll make it out of these hearts. Aren't they sweet? No, I lie. I changed my mind. I'm going to make it out of this. I'm going to somehow put this on the front like that of my box. That would look pretty, wouldn't it? Yes. So that's what I'm going to use. And the last thing is the gusset. Of course, there's the gussets to my measurements. My toilet roll holders, or toilet paper rolls fit on that gusset like that. Just like that. And this one goes in the center, of course. And we'll get another roll and we'll see how that fits. Like that. And there we go. There's 2. So that's the gusset. Okay. And it's very strong because it's made out of cardboard. Okay. I think we can get started. So we'll put the gusset to the side. And we're going to put our little pieces together. So we've got the back, and the front, the back and the front. Then we've got the bottom. Then we've got, nope, it goes this way, sorry, top, bottom, back, bottom, top, and then the flap goes like that. Now I've written down all the measurements so I didn't forget them, because, and this is according to my size of roll. So you get your roll and you measure it and you see if it fits into your cardboard, and just give it, I don't know, some room around it like that. so it's got room, something like that. And you just proceed with those measurements from your toilet roll. So there's mine. Okay, now we put it together like that and cover it, but we leave about 1/8 of an inch, not 1/4 of an inch, but about 1/8, about there. If you don't know what 1/8 of an inch is, get your ruler out and have a look. It's just a stroke down. It's a bit like that, something like that. And the reason you do that is so when you move it, the cardboard doesn't fall on top of that cardboard, but it has a bit of movement there. And that's all. Okay, so let's put that together. And it would help if I gave you the measurements, wouldn't I? My measurements are front 4 3/4 of an inch on the long side, this side. On the short side, it's 2 3/4. There we go. Okay, got that measurement. The bottom on the long side here, it's 2 3/4. And this small side is 1 3/4. Now, if you're in Australia, I think the toilet rolls probably are pretty universal. So maybe these measurements might be good for you, but once again, measure your roll and then see if it fits into those dimensions. So then, same as the back, we've got 4 3/4 inches of the top, and the small side is 2 3/4. And then we've got the top, and the large side is 2 3/4, and the small side is 1 3/4 inches. Then we have our flap. Our flap is 2 3/4 by 2.5 inches. So 2 3/4 on the long side, and on the small side 2.5 inches, and that's the flap. Okay, so I'm sure you can stop your computer and write those down if you need to. Now let's start with our paper. Now our paper, I do want that first one. I wonder if I could do it this way. Right, I see. So I could do it that way. Yep. So I'll put the paper down that way. Take off these edges. I'll start there. Take off this pretty little edge as well. Right. Now, we want that to be on the front and this picture here to be on the back. So we've got to do something like that. Yes. So I'm going to put my that there. We've got our bottom. We've got our back. And we've got our top. And then we've got our flap. So I would say just there would be fine. Okay, so that's what we'll do. Okay, pencil. Okay, here's a pencil. I'm going to cut it about there, so I can get these flowers in the front and the back. Okay, that's the only reason I'm doing it. So I'll cut it and I'll be right back. Okay, I've got it together now. I've put two pieces together so I can get this beautiful photo in the front and the back. And let's just test it again. I forgot to test it. Right, so we have the front. So the front will be about there when we cover it. It'll have most of that flower on it. Then we'll have our bottom. Then we'll have our back. Then we'll have our top. And then we'll have our flap. So that's what it's going to look like. So we're going to have the flower, on the flap, as you can see, and the front. So the two of them is going to match up. So that's what I wanted. So that's good. Now the next step is to gluing it down. So we're going to turn our paper over like that, and we're going to start here. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to use some double-sided tape, some thick stuff. Yep, some thick stuff. Right, there we go. Now all we have to do is cover our back cardboard. And we're just going to go along it like that. Just like that. I'm going to put two strips down the front as well, just to hold the paper onto it flatter. There we go. So that's what we've got. Now we want that down as much as we can get it. And we're going to take the backing off. You know what? I'm going to put it on all of it. And I'll do it off camera so I don't bore you to tears. Okay, all we're going to do now is lay our paper down. We'll see how that goes. Okay, we've stuck down with all this double-sided tape or score tape, whatever you want to call it. That one's not going to come off too easy, so I'll just leave it to last. I'll show you how to do this first one, and then I'll go off camera and I think we'll give it a bit of room about there and there. Right, there we go. There's our first one down. Now we're going to do it to all of them, and I will be right back. Okay, there we have it. We've covered it. That's what it looks like. And you can see what it's going to look like when it's folded up. Right, let's first just cut the corners. Leave an 1/8 of an inch on the corner, like that. So we left an 1/8 of an inch when we cut them. Cut it like that and like that. Same here and same here. Okay, so that's what we're left with. Right, now we need some more score tape, and you want to put on the larger sides first, right up next to the cardboard. As close as you can get it. And then we'll do it one more time. But before we do it again, there's not enough room there. So what I suggest is to pull this one off and then go over it. Go over the top of it. So you pull the backing off. If I can get it. Let me see, I've got to have a look in the light. My eyes are very bad. I'm going to go for the other end. Okay, we're going to take that off. Then we're just going to go over the top of that as well as the edge here and go backwards that way over the top. So we'll go over the top of the other double-sided tape, but that's okay. We want it that way. And then we'll cut it off. Now I've got to cut it off as close to the paper as possible. We don't want any overhang. Like that. Okay, with this strip, we're going to have to take the edge off again. Just trying to get some tape off me. Right. I have to get an edge line, so bear with me. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to show you this side, then I'm going to go off camera and do the rest so I don't bore you to tears. Okay, fold over. Fold over. Fold over. Give it a good swipe down. And we're going to do the rest. And that's what it looks like on the other side. So we're going to turn it over and do the same again. I'll see you shortly. Okay, there it is. The back, the bottom, the front, and the flap. And that's how it goes. I've done the inside. I just cut a piece of paper, put some double-sided tape, and then just glued that down. And now we're up to the gusset. And this is a gusset here. My gusset is 1 inch, 1.5 inch, and then another inch. The smaller internal one is 1 inch, another 1/2 inch, and another 1 inch. And then they go on top then you then you score it at 1 inch and turn it around and score it again at another inch, and you get that small 1/2 inch in the middle there like that. Same as this, you score it at 1 inch here on the scorecard board, turn it around and score it another, and in the middle here it'll be 1.5 like that. Now those two fit like that, goes right in the center, and I'm going to do that right now with some score tape. First of all, I'm going to find the middle. Ruler, pencil, off we go. That's 1.5 in the center. We need 1/2 and 1/4 is 3/4, isn't it? I think so. 3/4 is there. But first of all, I've made a boo-boo. I have to cover it. I have to cover that insert. Not these flaps because they'll be covered, but I need to do the insert. So we're going to measure 1.5 inch. Does that look straight to me? I suppose it is. I'll have a look. 1.5 is there. I'm going to get my scorer out. Not my scorer, my trimmer. And I'm going to score, not score, I'm going to cut 1.5 inch. So, one and a half's about there, but I don't think that line is straight, so I'm going to straighten it up like that, and then I'm going to give it 1.5, which is there. Be quiet, pups. Come on. Okay, so we've done 1.5. Let me see if that fits nicely, and it does. So all I'm going to do is cut it now. This way. Perfectly cut there. There we go. So I've got that one, and that one fits quite nice. Now we only need 1/2 inch. And I'm going to cut it this way. 1/2 inch is there. So it's about there. Now I'm not sure whether that line's straight, so I'm going to cut it as well. And we'll turn it around, and we'll do 1/2 inch, which is there. There we go. 1/2 inch goes down this center here. And then we need to cut it a tiny bit out there. There we go. So I've got our two pieces here and here. Right, let's get some score tape. Let's put it on that piece. And take the backing off, and I'm going to put it down the center of my cardstock. And I could have moved it over a little bit, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. Same as this one. Let's go. Let's just move that light a bit. It's really in my face. There. Let's put this down. There we go. Let's just cut a little bit of this off. I went skew-whiff there for a second. There we go. Let's rub out that line there. I'm just going to take the backing off this piece. If I can do it. I'm having a bit of trouble today with my fingers, but we'll get there. Last one. There we go. Now we want to get it right on the score lines, just before it, sorry. Like that. And that's another one covered up. Now all we have to do is find the center, like I said, of this one, which is 1.5 inch. So we want 3/4, which is about, let's go up higher so we can rub it out. Three-quarters is about there. Turn it around, do another 3/4, which is there. And then I'm going to find the 1/2 inch. I'm going to get 1/4, turn it around and do it again. Find the middle, which is 1/4. Now we can line up those two things. After we put some score tape on this one. And I'm going to put 2 on here. So I'm going to lay one down, take it off, the backing, and then put another piece right beside it, and it'll overlap, but that's what I want. Like that. Take it off. Let's line up our lines, our middle bits. out there. You may need to fiddle with it a bit sometimes. That's just a fact of life. But we've done it. You don't need to really worry about those markings, just the ones that we use for half, like that. So there you go. See how it's put in the center there? We marked it half and half, which was 3/4 of an inch. And then we put the other flap right in the center of that. Can you see? So each one of these faces here is half an inch. And that, my friends, is the gusset. And we put the toilet rolls, and let's just have a look at these rolls. See if they fit on. Now, if they don't panic. You flatten it, and then you flick it on, like that. Flatten it. And you just get those few more mil that you need to go over the gusset. There we go. So the whole 4 fit on the gusset, just like that. And we've got our gusset covered, and we are going to decorate these paper roll holders, these toilet roll holders, before we put them on. But let's see what we've got so far. I've got a gusset done. So this goes like this. Like that. And our gusset goes down here like this. Like this. Now it fits up against that, like that. You see how it fits inside there? And that is exactly what we're going to do. Now, we do need to make sure that we get even on these sides here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put some double-sided tape in here. Now this is cardstock I used, this white cardstock. You can use anything you want. You can use cardboard packaging. It doesn't really matter what it is. Now I'm going to put double-sided tape beside each other so I get some good adhesiveness. Make sure you don't go outside those lines. And just get rid of the excess if you've got some there, which I do. Brandish that down and a nice firm hold. Now when we come back to our box, we know this measures, where's our ruler? Here it is. We know this measures 2 1/4. So when we measure our box 2 1/4, this box is actually 2 3/4. So when we put it down, which is like this, we want to make sure there's an even Steven amount on each side. And I think let me put my ruler on it. I think that is 1/4 of an inch on each side, like that. But we're gonna We're not going to eyeball it because it's too important to get it right. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mark it. I'm going to do 1/4 on the sides, 1/4 of an inch, which is about there. It's going to be on that line, and we'll just check it in a sec. Can't see where 1/4 of an inch is. Right, there it is. My eyes are bad. There we go. Now let's see if that fits right on it, and it does. It fits perfectly. So 1/4 of an inch there, 1/4 of an inch there. Fits perfectly. Now, the bottom actually measures 1 3/4. Right. So I've got our toilet roll holders there. And I think it's 1/8 of an inch from the edges. So we're going to go 1/8 of an inch from the very edge line. So it's there. That's 1/8 of an inch. Let's get 1/8 of an inch here. And let's see if our little let's see if it goes within those lines. Yes, I think it does. So that goes up. That's great. That goes up. Yep. So there we have our little diagram. So we can put our and line it up very evenly, because it's very easy to get it skew with. So we want it perfect, so those lines will line up very nicely. Take off the back, the entire back. Line it up. Like that. Now, all we have to do is put on this one and this one. Right, it's not too bad. There we go. Done it. push this way. Let me give it some extra. Okay, so let's put our toilet rolls on and have a look what we've got, just to test it. Like that and like this. Now, let's see what it looks like closed up. And there we have it. There's our toilet rolls. And all we do is open it when we need to. Like that. And it looks pretty even. Yep, looks pretty even to me. Anyway, I take them off because we're going to cover them separately. And we can close this now and have it ready for when we do our pages. The only other thing is I want to do a closure. Now, let me just see if I can see. I've got some big magnets. Sorry about that. I was just looking at them. And I'm just thinking, I like the strip I put on this one, the purple one. I like this strip. It's not a fantastic closure, but it does close and stays closed. And I do like the strip one. So I'm going to get some more strip. And you actually can cut the strip. So let me get a piece. Here's 2 pieces. I think I'll use a long strip, and the reason I'll use the long strip is because it's neat and it's tidy, and I'll just cut that off. And we need another piece, so I'll leave that there. Yes, so I've got that piece down there, and all I need then is one here. Okay, so let me get another strip. Line it up with that one. Cut it. Put it back. Line up your box. And press down. And I think that'll do. There's your magnetic strip. So it will close like that. And it is, the box itself is finished. It's closed there. It has its gusset. All we have to do is decorate our pages. And I will do that in the next video. So bye for now. See you soon. Take care, everyone. Hope you enjoyed that. Please like and subscribe. and I'll see you soon.